All right, folks, so today's episode is a little bit different. We're not discussing a movie we watched, but instead what we're going to do is we're going to talk about our top 10 favorite movies we've watched on VHS Voyage within the past year. Now, the catch is all 10 of these movies are movies that neither me or Devin have seen. So these are all first-time watches for us. And these movies are also in no particular order. So it's not going to be like from our favorite to least favorite of the 10 or anything like that. Bing bang! So Fortress is essentially a dystopian future prison break movie with an insane villain and a very interesting cast of characters.
I just remember it having a cool premise. Very futuristic.
Yeah.
I remember some of the action sequences being fun. There was like cool set design, even though it was only a couple sets. It was like the prison and stuff, but it looked good. The villain was Eric's dad. And he was crazy.
He was crazy.
I just remember him leaking liquids, maybe.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
He was leaking liquids at one point.
Oh yeah.
He was very moist.
One thing I felt like set Fortress apart from other prison break style movies outside of the whole futuristic setting was the fact that our lead protagonist also had to try to get his wife out of the prison at the same time.
That's right.
That added a whole new layer of kind of complexity to what he needed to do. Now, obviously, you know, Christopher Lambert is not a great actor, but it wasn't like jarring or distracting from the movie.
Some of the action was actually a little graphic, though.
Yeah,
like when you weren't expecting. Remember when that dude got a hole blown in his chest and you could like see through the hole in his chest?
Yeah, that whole fight scene was fun. But yeah, Fortress is a really fun movie. Bing bang! Flash! Flash! You know, because
I'm not doing that shit. Dude, it's nuts. It's nonstop. It's like 2 hours of nonstop.
Yeah.
This man was the quarterback of the New York Jets.
Yeah.
He gets shot into space with some crazy scientist and goes to freaking war. There's laser blasts, Queen's playing guitar riffs. He's riding a space scooter. He's fighting angels.
And let's not forget that one fight scene where he's using like football moves and
dude.
Yeah.
There's this woman that's having sex with every man she meets. This movie is nuts.
Yep, it is absolutely crazy.
He meets a woman and marries her by the end of the movie.
Yep.
And they talk about having kids and a family.
Yep. Plays chicken with like a poisonous creature and like a tree stump. He has a battle with this dude in this arena with like spikes coming out of the ground, and like there's freaking hawk people and just it's just crazy, man. Oh, bing bang. Surviving the Game with Ice-T, Rutger Hauer, Gary Busey, and more. Devin, one of my favorite things about doing VHS Voyage is when we do finally run across movies that surprise us in a good way. Because my God, do we have to sift through a lot of shit to get to the gems like this. And this was definitely one of the gems. So what do you got to say about it?
I just want to talk about one thing. Gary Busey's a psychopath and I love him.
Yep.
He's an absolute sociopath. He wrote his own monologue for this movie and it's the most insane thing I've ever heard in my life. You can go on YouTube and watch it. Just type in Gary Busey Surviving the Game monologue. Yeah. He's talking about getting attacked by dogs and shit and breaking killing dogs. This man is nuts.
He is.
The rest of the movie has some fun stuff. There's some funny action stuff. A man slams another guy's head into a tree and goes, "Shut up, bitch."
That was awesome. Ice-T did that.
Dude, this movie has Oscar-winning actor F. Murray Abraham in it. A few years after he won an Oscar for Amadeus, and he's playing a crazy dude in this movie. You just never expect it.
And Ice-T's character is really cool in the movie. He's different from your usual protagonist or hero.
Also, we got attacked a lot in the comments for this video. Do you remember that?
No, I don't remember that.
Because we said men who take baths are weird.
Oh, that's right.
And we got attacked,
We did.
bro.
We did.
Probably 5 or 6 people were not happy about us saying that.
Yeah.
And I don't care.
Yeah, I stand by my statement. Men who take baths are weird.
I think because you have to get down into a bent position, lower your body down.
A soup of your own filth.
You're sitting here like this and just you're moving a little bit and the water's hitting you kind of in the face like that. So you're getting a lot of water coming up into your mouth that you've been laying in.
Oh, you don't want that.
And then you duck your head into it.
Yeah, you don't want that. Oh.
And you're in a very vulnerable position where if someone broke into the bathroom, you cannot defend yourself.
Yeah. Surviving the Game. Bing bang. Oh shit, dude. It's time for bingo. And we bought this movie expecting it to just be stupid, you know, god awful.
I remember our exact words. We picked it up and we said, this is going to be the worst thing ever.
Yeah. And what we got was one of the most insane things I think I've ever seen. It is basically a freaking slapstick comedy starring a dog that's smarter than everybody else in the entire movie.
I mean, this dog gets drunk. It has a one-night stand. It drives a motorcycle. It drives a truck.
Yeah.
It gets a sobriety test from a cop because the cop thinks it has a DUI.
Yep. Breaks out of prison.
It breaks out. Dude, he goes to prison.
Yeah.
Bingo goes. I forgot. Bingo went to prison. Bro, this dog is nuts, and we're probably forgetting stuff.
The court scene.
Court scene, dude.
Yeah, the court scene.
The dad is a kicker for the Green Bay Packers, and he has to go make like a game-winning kick in a playoff game.
And he's always massaging his bare feet.
Yeah, he gets. Well, actually, he's on the Broncos.
Yeah.
The entire house is Broncos stuff. Then he gets traded to the Packers.
Yeah.
Goes and wins a playoff game. We like Bingo so much. You've got almost all the Bingo merchandise that was made.
I've got the cassette tape, the storybook.
Bing bang.
Wonder Boys. Now, Wonder Boys, in case you can't tell, has a stacked cast. We got Michael Douglas, Tobey Maguire, Francis McDormand, Katie Holmes, Robert Downey Jr., and there's even more in there that's not even...
Rip Torn, Alan Tudyk.
Yep. He's like going through like a kind of a midlife crisis of sorts.
Insane midlife crisis.
Yeah.
He's a terrible human.
Oh, yeah. He's not a great
He's a horrible human being. Tobey Maguire is probably the best part of this movie.
Yeah.
He's psychotic.
Psychotic. Lies a lot.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. He is a pathological liar. That's right.
But yeah, it's basically just, you know, Michael Douglas going through this insane like couple of days of all these crazy events that are happening.
48 hours.
And in an effort for him to ultimately realize what's important to him in his life.
Oh, he shoots a dog. He does drugs. He gives drugs to a kid. He cheats on his wife. He's a home wrecker that gets a woman pregnant.
Yep.
I don't even remember what else.
Dude.
Bing bang.
Suhark's Vampire Hunters. So this is one of those movies that is so bad that it's good.
It's the greatest comedy ever made.
We laughed so hard in this movie.
I blacked out.
Yeah.
I almost passed out at one point from laughing so hard. What's great about this movie, this could easily be on the worst list also.
Oh yeah. Yeah, for sure.
It could be on the best list and the worst list. It's the greatest comedy ever made, and it's not a comedy. It's not a comedy at all.
Dude, we laughed so hard. It's dubbed.
It's dubbed.
And the dub is horrible.
The dub is horrible. Some of the lines will make you laugh your ass off because they'll be in like the middle of a fight. And I remember a guy like turns to a woman and he's like, "Marry me after we get out of this" or something.
Yeah,
it's so funny.
Yeah.
There's a Japanese samurai man who has the voice that sounds like Cheech and Chong. It's a Mexican guy.
Yeah, I forgot about that, dude.
It sounded like Eddie Guerrero back in like 2004, pulled up in his lowrider, beat Brock Lesnar for the world title and cut a promo. It's
hilarious, and it's not even supposed to be hilarious, and it's so badly written, so badly paced, so badly edited. Everything is bad, but it's just amazing. So funny. We loved it.
Bing bang.
My Cousin Vinny, which was recommended to us by Marcello over at GameCube Galaxy, and it just fires on all cylinders.
Yeah, it's very good.
Super funny, like legitimately funny comedy with a great plot, great characters, great dialogue, acting, the whole 9 yards. What do you got to say about
it's just a good movie. I'm going to leave it at that. It's just good.
One of my favorite scenes in terms of like the comedy is where he goes to their jail cell and the one guy's never met him. And so he thinks that he's there to do things to him because the conversation, he's misunderstanding what Vinny is saying to him, and it was just really funny.
Bing bang.
Another movie that surprised us, and it's also another movie that is absolutely insane, and that is Crybaby.
Well, I will say I don't think it surprised me because I picked it for a very specific, like I knew going in that I was going to really like it.
Gotcha,
so,
gotcha.
Yeah, Crybaby dope. It's John Waters. It's very
mild compared to his other movies.
Yes,
for sure.
Popping candy colors. It's cool music.
Surreal. 6
sets. Funny moments that are just batshit insane.
Yeah.
A little gross at times.
Yeah.
But that's to be expected with John Waters. Yeah. I really like this movie.
Yeah.
There's some weird ass shit in this movie that I don't even want to get into because I just want you to like go experience it.
It's just full of insane characters, crazy moments, over the top moments. Just got to go into it understanding that it's going to be a weird movie.
Bing bang.
Manhunter. Basically, this movie is about a FBI agent that is trying to catch a serial killer. It's just really, really well made on all fronts.
And it is based off of a Hannibal story.
That's right. Yep, that's right. It's based off of Hannibal is actually in the movie. He's not the one he's hunting, but
I believe it's Red Dragon, correct?
I think so.
That is the name of that's the Hannibal story I believe this is based off of.
Yeah, but the performances are great. But yeah, it's a great movie. It's got a really intense, creepy climax that, of course, I don't want to spoil.
The villain is super creepy.
Super creepy.
Really creepy.
Yeah. If you like these types of movies, you know, where you got somebody in law enforcement or a federal agent hunting down a psychotic person, then this one is probably up there with some of the best.
Bing bang.
To Wong Fu, thanks for everything. Jolie Numar, that one is a mouthful. And this movie stars Wesley Snipes, Patrick Swayze, and John Leguizamo. And essentially what this movie is about is they are cross-dressers and they're going across country to enter, I believe it's like a cross-dressing competition or something. So they're going across country for that. They end up getting stuck in a small rural town. I can't remember where it is. And they end up, you know, running into a lot of the kind of stereotypical things that would have happened kind of in that time period in some parts of the country. And their performances as, you know, because they're drag queens, so they're acting like females. And their performances were really freaking convincing, I have to say.
Really good. I like Patrick Swayze's the best. Right. I thought he was really good.
Yes. Yeah, he did really, really good.
Yeah, I like this movie. Again, it's full of like popping colors, very interesting characters. Every character has like good arcs. Even the people of the town have good arcs. Yeah. I pointed this out in the video, but there's no like savior in this movie.
Right.
The man side doesn't come out of them to be the savior. They are like, they do end up doing good. As the women.
But yeah, it's just a really fun movie. Definitely one that I would recommend. Well, that is it for tonight's episode of VHS Voyage on the top 10 movies we watched in the last year. I'm Matt.
I'm Devin.
And we'll catch you guys next week.